Welcome to the Budget Mom YouTube channel. I'm Kamika Love from thebudgetmom.com, and today I'm going to be showing something a little bit different. So if you follow me over on Instagram, then you know every morning, or pretty much every morning, I come on and share a finance morning routine. What am I doing with my finances during my morning routine? And I thought, how cool would it be to put all these videos together in one longer video so you can see full month what my morning routine looks like. That's what I'm going to be sharing right now. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, financial routine, it's a Monday. So not only am I getting updated with my spending from over the weekend, it's a big busy day for the budget because I am closing out my March budget and starting that new tracking period and budget for April. Also, because of Easter, everything over the weekend, I did not have time to do my meal plan. But it's April 1st, and I had kind of this goal that I wanted to set for myself. I want to kind of move more towards the Whole30 diet again for the month of April, maybe and beyond. So it's really important. And with that new $900 budget I'm giving myself, it's really important that I meal plan. And so today I sat down and tried to get that done in my budget by paycheck workbook. Let me show you what I have going on. Okay, so after getting fully updated with my spending, so I got my cash expense tracker and my checking account expense tracker 100% updated, I closed my budget today. I closed out my March budget. So you can see I have my Where Did My Money Go monthly budget and category breakdown now on my Instagram. A little bit later on this week, in the middle of the week or so, I'm going to be going over where exactly all my money went in the month of March. It's big. I had some big purchases like in household. It was a big month. So I'm going to be going over that. I also filled out my monthly, since I don't have debt, my monthly investment and savings breakdown. And then I finished my monthly spending comparison. Now, these are the 3 worksheets that I use. If you've been following me for a while, that really help me with extracting that important information of what my spending is telling me. It's one thing to track your spending. It's a whole other thing to understand what that spending is telling you so you can make better financial decisions in the future. That's all about tweaking your budget to make it better, is understanding where your dollars are going and why. So that's what these worksheets do. Now, if we head over here to April, I got my April budget done. I got my cash envelope breakdown done. Those were things that I needed to do to start my new tracking period for April. But then if I go to the back side of my budget by paycheck workbook, you can see I started that meal plan. So I have the first week done here. Saturday's kind of up in the air, so I left it blank, but I did print out all of my different recipes that I'm going to be making. So I got that done. Now I have my cash envelopes in my wallet. I have my cash teller slip and my cash envelopes ready to be stuffed. So I'm going to be doing that as well today, as well as stuffing my savings goals binder. And I'll be showing all of this on my Instagram, but getting my savings goal binder stuffed and updated as well. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Okay, financial routine, the day after payday. So I closed out my budget yesterday for my March budget. And then I started my April budget and tracking period. That always happens on the same day for me. So what I want to show today, what I worked on, I got all of my savings goals done. What does that mean and look like for me? So that's transferring money from my checking account to all of my different savings accounts. Yes, I bank at a credit union where I can have as many savings accounts as I want with no minimums, no fees. So I take advantage of that organization in my life. I have a ton of different savings accounts that I am saving for. And then I have savings that I'm saving for in cash. And I've done multiple videos on my Instagram explaining how I choose where I save my money. Is it at the bank? Is it in a high yield savings account? Am I investing it? Am I saving it in cash? But a really quick rundown of that. So the different savings accounts at my bank, the ones that I hold in a savings account, are for more substantial goals, bigger goals, goals that I don't have to access frequently, but I'm going to be using within a year. The goals I save for cash are things that I may want to spend at any given time. I do need frequent access to that cash, and I'm going to be spending it in a very, 6 to 8 months. I'm saving in a high yield savings account if I don't need the money at all for quite some time, and I'm not accessing it frequently. So the high yield savings accounts are online. So unless you have a connected checking account with them, it could take a couple days to get that money. It's why I don't save for things that I need quick access to that cash in high yield savings accounts. I do have 75% of my emergency fund in there, but I also keep some in a savings account where I can access it quickly. And then I'm investing if it's a longer term goal where I don't need access to that money until I need it later in the future, long term. Okay, so quick breakdown of that. So what I want to show you today, though, in my Budget by Paycheck workbook, what my expense tracker looks like after payday and the things I worked on my budget today. Okay, so looking at my expense trackers. So here is my checking account expense tracker, and this is what it looks like every single time I get paid. Now, very quickly, you can see, so for instance, I get my TBM paycheck. I have some income for Chris, pulling out cash for my envelopes, and then my sinking funds. These are things that are consistent in my routine for payday. Me going down, getting my paycheck, pulling out cash from my cash envelopes, and then me saving, doing online transfers to those savings accounts, those different savings accounts at my credit union. And if we go over here to my cash expense trackers, same thing, you can see. So sinking funds, things I'm saving for in cash. And then I had a big, one of my first grocery hauls. So I got that spending completely updated. Now, if we go to my April budget, which you can see here, you can see I started writing in on the actual column the things that have actually happened in my life. And that's always what I start doing when I start this tracking period and throughout the tracking period, because this is going to tell me what I still have to pay within my budget for the month. So it gives me just a really quick glance of where I'm at as far as expenses and my income and my budget. And that's what I got done working on this morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so financial routine, actually no spending to track, just maintaining right now. I'm in the maintain phase, but I am working on something I feel is really important. Some people may think this is done, but I'm a true believer in vision boards, and it was time for me to update my vision board. Let me kind of show you where I'm at with that. Okay, so I'm kind of over here on my writing desk, and for my vision board, I just wanted to add some pictures that I found were very motivational for me, for my vision board. I have a lot of big dreams. Now, I'm the type of person where I dream all the freaking time. I never stop dreaming about what I want my life to look like. And I tackle one thing at a time. So I have a lot more photos than this. And I'll bring you over to my vision board what it looks like right now. But from a roadside farm stand, to the barndominium I want, to the Highland cows I want to get, to a bigger garden, to a better canning space for all my preserved foods. This doesn't even show like the goat area I want and the duck area I want. And yeah, it's a whole thing, but I'm going to be updating. Let me show you what my vision board currently looks like. This is my current vision board. And pictures up here in the corner of my why. So right up here in this corner, pictures of my why up there, but the rest is kind of blank. Letters and cards from the community members that keep me really motivated for what I'm currently doing. I'm going to keep those down at the bottom, but And I sponsor a child through Unbound. That's her right there. And so I just really want to get this space updated. I also want to take down these clipboards. I want to actually do a full office clean out, like a spring clean out. But first, we're starting with the vision board, and that's what I'm working on today. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Today, I'm getting updated for my financial routine, getting updated for my spending over the weekend. That's the number one thing that I do every single Monday. Since I don't look at my budget, I don't track my spending, I don't do anything finance related over the weekends. I really try to be present with family. So Monday is kind of my catch-all, getting updated from my spending over the weekend. A lot of things to show you, my budget by paycheck workbook. Let me bring you to my writing desk. Okay, so the first thing, getting updated with my spending. Now, this is a spending that happened over the weekend. I just have to highlight it. But one of the big things, so my garden planner subscription, this is a subscription to a program that helps me plan my garden every year. It's a yearly subscription for $31. I knew this was coming out. I forgot to actually include it in my April budget, but I have my checking account cushion. I'm just gonna bring you to the front of my budget by paycheck workbook. In the front, there's this membership and subscription worksheet. You can see this just helps you remember to get the things that come out quarterly or yearly into your budget. And I knew this was coming out. I just forgot to add it in my budget. Now, luckily, it's not that big of an amount. Garden Planner comes out every April 7th for me every year for $32. I have to save $3 every month if I want to get to that, just breaking down a savings goal if you want to do it that way. So I had that in my spending. Go back to my expense tracker here. So that's the first thing. Gas. I had a gas purchase. Now, I actually track this. So I'm cashless for gas. I don't spend any cash for gas. I use my debit card, but I do keep a single spending tracker in my wallet like this, so I can keep an updated balance at all times when I spend from this category. And actually, I'll be doing this for all my other variable budget categories going into May. I only have a cash envelope for food as I'm making some transition and tweaks to the way I'm spending my money in May. But this is what it looks like. I call this the cashless envelope method. It gives you the awareness of how much you have to spend at any given time, because then you know your consequences of that spending, but you're not actually handling physical cash. So I wrote that down, got that updated in my spending tracker in my wallet. But of course, I use this spending tracker, my expense tracker, inside of my workbook to close out my budget. So I also wrote it down right here. So got that subscription and got that gas. That's what I did for my financial routine this morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Okay, finance routine. So yesterday I went to the store and did my weekly grocery haul for this week's meal plan. And I spent $169. But here's the thing. Instead of spending cash in my cash envelopes, I did Walmart grocery pickup. I had Dante yesterday. Chris had to work. I was not going to be going into the grocery store yesterday. So I did Walmart grocery pickup, scheduled that at between 5 and 6 and picked it up last night. When you do Walmart grocery pickup, you have to use your debit card. There's no using cash in your cash envelopes. So here's what that looks like when I'm tracking that on my expense tracker and on my envelopes. Okay, so right now when I track things on my checking account expense tracker, I only track things that clear. I don't track anything that is still pending. So yesterday, a couple of things that are still pending: my registration fee for my first 10K, as well as that Walmart grocery pickup. So I looked at the pending transaction. I know it was $169. I'm rounding up. $169. I'm not going to track that yet on my checking account, but here's what I did do. You come over here to my wallet, I have this pile of money called checking account. And what I did is I took the money out of my food envelope. So you can see here, got a dollar bill in there that's in there wonky. Okay, so if you pull out my spending tracker, you can see that I did track the Walmart purchase out of my food cash envelope, $169, because it's right here. Now, the reason I have it in my wallet with a sticky note that says checking account on it is because the next time that I drive by my bank, I'm just going to simply stop by the ATM and I'm going to deposit that money into my checking account to replenish my checking account from using my debit card. Now, do I track it on my checking account expense tracker or my cash expense tracker? Well, remember, when you're tracking your spending, what are you tracking? You're tracking the spending of those dollars. So when I pull out cash from my food envelope to deposit back into my checking account to replenish that transaction when I track it, it's not tracked yet, remember, it's still pending. But when it is, and it comes out of my checking account, and I'm depositing this money into my checking account to replenish that checking account and to basically replace the dollars used, that's transfer of money. That's not spending the money. What's spending the money? Well, the debit card transaction that I'm going to track when it actually clears my checking account. The movement of money between my envelopes and putting it back into my checking account, that's moving money around. I don't really care about tracking that. So when it gets confusing when you're doing that, maybe you're in the same scenario, you had to use your debit card, you want to take cash out of your cash envelopes and put it back into your checking account, you're going to only track it once. Track the debit card purchase. You don't have to track this movement of money. So that's what I got done for my financial routine. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Okay, I want to show you, the last time we talked about my finance routine, my Walmart grocery pickup purchase had not cleared pending yet. It cleared pending. I want to show you, this is why I don't track my spending until the transaction actually clears. Let me show you. Okay, so when I showed this before, my Walmart grocery pickup had not cleared. Remember, it was showing in my pending transactions for $169. Well, it cleared, and it cleared for $163.96. This is why I don't track transactions until they have cleared my account and they're not in pending status. Sometimes what can happen is the amount can change. Now, the reason my Walmart grocery pickup amount changed is because I forgot that when I did this purchase and I clicked the submit button, I had 3 or 4 substitutions, which doesn't matter because they don't change the price with substitutions, but I had 2 cancellations because they were not available. So that lowered my price. So even though I was showing the pending transaction for the original $169, they corrected the price because of those 2 items that were not available when I ordered. Brought it down to $163. So that is a huge reason. And this happens with a lot of different type of transactions. In fact, it's the reason why I stopped tracking pending transactions, because I would get so frustrated. I'd have to use all the whiteout, and I did have to use whiteout when this happened. Let me show you that. Okay, so this is the cash from my food envelope, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it very well, but my spending tracker, all of these are white out because on my spending tracker, I had $169 here. So what this did was it gave me an extra $5 bill, which I then added to my $5 challenge savings for this morning because I only had 10 in there. But then when I did all this, and remember, I pulled out cash from my cash envelope for this transaction. So I had to correct the amount. I put $5 back in my envelope due to it decreasing after it cleared my account. That gave me an extra $5 that I then decided to use for my $5 challenge. So white out here on my spending tracker. But see, this is why, like, I shouldn't even done anything with this yesterday. When I showed last time, I should just waited for the transaction to clear. It would have saved me all this white out and going through and redoing it. But it's a good way to show that pending transactions do have the chance to change. And so I also got my investment contribution pulled out. So now that I have some tracking going on, what I need to do next is I need to go over to my budget and start filling in this actual column. And that's what I'm going to do next. Good morning, happy Monday. Okay, big day for me, getting updated from over the weekend. A lot happened over the weekend, at least I feel like a lot happened. I did some like gardening, sports, like it all went down. So I'm updating my spending from over the weekend for my finance routine this morning. Here's what that looks like. Okay, so for my checking account spending, HBO came out, Peloton, we did a UFC fight kind of get together on Saturday, and then Chewy. And then over here on my cash spending, I did a garbage dump run so that was a household expense. I did a $5 challenge, got $5 bills in there, so $20 towards that. And then we ate out twice. No, 3 times. My husband paid for one of the times, and then we did Chipotle and Fieldhouse. Oh, it was just one of those weekends. I was not prepared for sports accurately. But I did get my meal plan ready for this week. And the honey garlic salmon and the egg salad, I'm actually switching to this week. We did leftovers, and chicken enchiladas made a lot. So we did leftovers for Wednesday. I ate them for lunch on Thursday, and I believe we ended up just doing steaks this day. So I got this week done. My grocery list, I'm in the middle of making it, but I mean, this is all I got. So this week might not be that bad. I'm thinking might be actually okay. This week, I'm also getting updated with my May calendar and getting that finalized so I can start the creation of my May budget. Here's something I was kind of thinking about also. I had a fee. I signed up for my first 10K. And I'm like, does that go under fun and entertainment category? Does that go under my health category? I don't know. I decided to put it under the fun and entertainment category. Let me know. Would you put this under, okay, if you were running a 10K, it's like an event, right? It's a race. Would that go under fun and entertainment, or would you put that under your health and beauty? Right? Hard decisions. I don't know. But that is what I got done for my morning routine. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Okay, for my finance routine, I got updated with my spending. I'm going to show you what that looks like, but I also want to share something really exciting with you. I got in a brand new special savings challenge that I've been working on for a really long time. It's new to the Budget Mom, and I want to show you a little sneak peek. So first, here's what my expense trackers look like. Okay, so first thing I did was get updated with my cash spending. So this is the TBM wallet. This is what I currently use, but I went through all of my different cash envelopes, and these are the cash envelopes that come with the wallet, but I went through all of my cash envelopes. Now, when I spend my money, I just save my receipts inside of the envelope, and then I can track it later. But essentially, I got updated with all of that spending. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary since my mom's passing. It was a very hard day. And I ate out twice yesterday, and I have no shame, no guilt about it. It was a rough day for me. And so I did. We ate out. I didn't feel like cooking dinner, and I didn't feel like preparing lunch. So it is what it is. I'm okay with it. Over here, I got updated with my checking account spending. Now, one of the things I was paying attention to with this is my starting balance or my running balance of my checking account. Currently $700 in there. Now, usually for my checking account cushion, that's what this is, I like to have about $1,000 in there at all times, so it is low, and I still have bills coming out, so I have $700 in there. And if we go back to my April budget, you can see all these blank lines are the things that I still need to have come out for the month of April. So it's not, so what I do is I look, okay, how much is coming out versus how much is in my checking account? Am I okay with that checking account cushion, that balance in there? So got that done. Now, let me show you this special project I have been working on for months and months and months. Okay, so I'm bringing you over to my writing desk. It's the 100 envelope challenge, and I wanted to do something where the entire challenge, it's all in one area. So we developed this cute little box. It has everything. Now, this is going to be introduced and coming out in May for the Budget Mom, but everything that you need to do the challenge. Now, it's bee themed. So how cute is this? We add a little honeycomb design on the bottom of the box, but essentially you open it up. This is a 100 envelope challenge. And if you're not familiar with that, I'll be explaining this as we get closer to launching these, but you have little stickers for your envelopes. You have your little tracker to track how much money you're saving in each envelope, and that comes with, get my hands down there. You also get instructions, and you get a wet erase marker, and this is what you're going to use for your tracker. And then here are all the envelopes that you're going to be stuffing with money. They have cute little bee themes. You can arrange them. Now, you might be saying, Miko, there's a lot of space in there. That's because as you fill this up, these are going to get bigger and bigger. So we want to make sure you had enough space in there to fill all your envelopes. The great thing about this challenge that I love is it's 100% reusable. You can do this every January, starting in every January, and do it every year. You can do it every 4 months. You can start over every single time you finish it. Whatever it may be, it's reusable. So I know I'm going to be getting a lot of questions. I just want to do a little sneak peek on something really exciting that's going to be coming in May. And I also love how everything just fits in your box. And it's super cute, compact, and it can fit on your writing desk or wherever. But this is the 100 envelope challenge coming in May. And it's going to be $27.99, which I think is fantastic, especially since you get everything and it's 100% reusable. Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Okay, a lot happening for my financial routine this morning, mainly because it's the middle of the month. And I have some things that are very specific that I do in the middle of the month to help me prepare for, one, closing out my budget, and number two, preparing me for my new budget, new tracking period that's going to be happening in May. Can you believe it? We're already almost May. Let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so first you can see I have my handy dandy planner / budget by paycheck workbook cart out. This just has like all my pens, my stickers, basically all my little planner supplies that I use to fill out either my BP or my Live Rich planner. Let me bring you over here. We have all of my highlighters because I got one updated with my spending. Fully updated. You can see all highlighted, ready to go. Here's what I really worked on though. May, getting my May calendar prepped. That's what I'm working on. I have the outline done. And then that's going to help me prepare for the new budget that I have coming in May. But then I also worked on getting my Where Did My Money Go worksheets prepped and ready for me to close out my budget. So this makes things a lot easier, a lot faster when I start that process. I am filling in the information that I do know right now. Yes, you can start working on your worksheets even if you don't have all of the information. In fact, this is going to make your process a lot easier, a lot faster when you come to this step. So this is going to help me close out my budget. This is the process, getting my outline done. And I'll be showing a little later on my Instagram, my full May calendar complete. But once I get my budget calendar done, then I can move on to filling out my May budget. I recommend doing this before you even put numbers on a piece of paper for your budget. Get your roadmap done. Get your spending plan done on your calendar. If you're spending money on it, it should be on your calendar so you know to include that expense on your budget. So that's what I got finished this morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, today is the day, getting updated from my spending over the weekend, getting caught up on all of that, because if you've been following me for a while, then you know I don't do anything with my finances over the weekend. So I had one purchase that I track for my checking account spending, but I still have to go through my wallet to do my cash spending. But I did want to highlight a resource in my free resource library. Now, here at the Budget Mom, we spend a lot of time and energy on our free resources and tools. Why? Because when I first started my own financial journey and I was just learning how to budget, I was just navigating on basically what the heck I was doing and how to be better with my finances. I felt like to get the tools that I really thought would make an impact on my journey, on my life, I had to pay for. Well, of course, as you're going through this financial journey, you're really mindful of whether or not you have the money to spend on financial tools. And at that time, I just did not. My budget was so tight. I didn't want to be spending all this money to basically help me save money, if that makes sense. And so I wanted to create a free resource library where anyone could come without spending any money and having the tools, one, to help you better manage your money, or two, just bring a little more fun and excitement and motivation to what you are doing on your financial journey. This is why we spend so much time on this, is because I really want a free resource that people could go to. So I want to show you something that is in there that you can start using. Okay, so this is the resource I wanted to talk about today, because every morning I'm kind of showing you the things that I do for my finances, whether it be a checkup or getting updated or whatever I am doing. This is kind of a checklist that will help you in some of the different areas when you are managing your finances or your finance routine. Now, this is my BBB workbook, some of the things that I like to check off, but essentially it just basically goes through how much time you would spend on certain things, and you can check off as you go along. Now, maybe you pick one of these for each day, one of these different boxes to tackle each day. That's what I personally like to do. Now, some of this stuff I do every morning, like, tracking my spending is something I do every morning. That doesn't necessarily take me 15 minutes. Sometimes if I don't have a lot going on, it takes me maybe 1 or 2. But you can definitely use this as a guideline. Now, I'm going to bring you over to what my free resource library looks like. This is the TBM free resource library. It's amazing. Bring you over here to the side. You can literally search by maybe a title. You can sort. And then also you can go by category. Now, maybe you just want our free cash envelopes. Boom. It's going to bring up all of our free cash envelopes. Now, everything is organized. There is just a ton of different resources in this free resource library. For instance, if we go over here to budgeting and we click on that, it's going to bring up all the different budgeting resources. We have money and mindset, we have debt, we have screensavers, meal planning. It is awesome. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out our free resource library. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Okay, still in the maintain phase for my financial routine. Now, if you haven't seen my reel on Instagram about what the maintain phase is, basically it's the really boring part of your financial journey where you're just maintaining a successful budget in your life. And it's the boring part that no one wants to talk about, but 99% of us are in. So that's where I'm at. I had Chipotle yesterday. Eating out is getting me this month, which is weird because I'm meal planning, but also I'm probably not prepping my lunches the way I should be. So only track that and had no online spending. Here's what so we're coming up on May, which means that I'm going to be creating a new budget. Here's my big dilemma. Okay, as you know, a while ago, I gave you a little sneak peek on the brand new Budget by Paycheck workbooks that we're going to be launching later this year in the fall. I know we're a long ways out, but you know what? I have the samples. I have them. I want to use this. And I don't know if I want to do the full size or if I want to do the small size, but I do know that this cover is giving me all the spring vibes and I totally want to use it. So do I start using it next month? My heart is saying yes. My mind is saying, Nico, do you really want to start another workbook like when you only use the other one for maybe 4 months? Yes, I really do. That's my dilemma. Keep using my workbook, but then I have this beautiful brand new one sitting in front of me. Anyways, that's my dilemma. I really want to use this. In fact, I know it has the interchangeable cover. I could just put this cover. Aha moment. I could just put this cover on my workbook, my current workbook. It's an interchangeable cover. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick with my full size. I'm snagging this cover. That's what I'm going to do. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, getting updated from over the weekend. So I getting closer to closing out my budget. I haven't decided if I'm going to close out my budget tomorrow or on Wednesday, either the last day of April or on the actual first. So today was all about just making sure I'm staying on top of my spending. Now, I typically like to do some type of no spend day, either the day before I close out or a couple days before I close out. It just helps me with clearing out any pending transactions and getting fully prepared for closing out my budget. Here's what that looks like. Okay, over here on my computer desk, I got updated with all of my spending. So we have some spending like Netflix that came out, my life insurance came out. Everyone's like, man, who do you use for life insurance? Your life insurance so cheap. So I bought this policy many years ago. It's really low payout value. So you have to look at all those different things. It's not who it's from, but also the death benefit and the term. Mine's a 30-year term, and it's for $50,000, so not much. So also my YouTube came out as well. That means that if you come over here to my budget for April, I started getting all of this filled out, my actual column. When something gets pulled out, I am writing it in the actual column. This is all also preparing and prepping me for closing out my budget and getting that done. Little things at a time, working your way step by step by step, not getting to the day of closing out your budget and then doing everything. You're going to take it step by step. That's part of my process. So getting that done. I also got my cash spending done. Kind of a weird thing. As we got closer to the end of the month and I still had cash in all of my envelopes, I mentioned a while back that my envelopes, my household, my fun, my beauty, my miscellaneous, not so much my miscellaneous, but the others aren't serving me the way that I want them to in cash envelope form. So I'm going cashless next month, except for my food spending. Because here's what I did. I still had all my money left over in those envelopes. And I decided when I went to Target, I got a bunch of household items. We had to stock up on paper towels, cleaning supplies, that type of thing. I took all the cash from all the other envelopes. I pulled the cash from my beauty, my fun, my miscellaneous, my pets, and I spent it all on this. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm going in and I'm going to be tweaking some things and going cashless. So I also added that to my actual column here on my budget as well. So that is done. And then today, what I'm working on, got my May calendar done, got all that done, but I am working on this May budget and getting that done and finalized so I can close out my budget either tomorrow or Wednesday. Good morning, happy Tuesday. Okay, so it's the day before I'm going to be closing out my budget, but since I'm doing a no spend day the day before, which is today, I had all of my purchases come out. I have nothing coming out from my checking account. I have no other cash spending that I'm going to do. So I'm working on getting that budget closed. So all I have to do tomorrow is go down to the bank, stuff my cash envelopes, update my savings goal binder, and making it really easy for myself. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. I didn't use some money from my food budget. I'm going to be sharing with you what I decided to do with that and what my plan all along kind of this year was for that. Here's what I have going on. Okay, so just have you over here on my computer desk. So the first thing is getting, because when I close out my budget for 1 month, I am essentially starting a new tracking period for my next budget or the next month. It happens on the same day, kind of simultaneous. So I got all of my wallet ready to go. Now I use the Budget Mom wallet organizer. I love them. They're a full zip around. So what I'm doing this month, a little bit different, I'm not doing cash envelopes except for my food. You can see I have my cash envelope here with the food. The rest I'm going cashless, and here's what this looks like. I'm just using spending trackers in the place of my cash envelopes. This gives me kind of some of the same benefits as using the cash envelope method. I get to see the consequences of my spending in the moment right away because I have an updated total of how much I have to spend still in each category. But instead, I'm just using these spending trackers. I'll be swiping my debit card. I'm going to see how this works for me for the next couple of months. So that's what I got done there. Next, if we go to April, so you can see I got my Where Did My Money Go worksheets completed, which means I essentially closed out my budget. All I have to do is just go to the bank and do some final things. So my monthly budget category breakdown, I'm going to be doing a full budget recap over on YouTube, as well as a mosh posh of all my morning routine videos for the entire month. That's going to be one video we're uploading. I'm also getting back to real life budgets. That's something else I was working on this morning. We're going to also be doing a full May budget overview. So a lot of things coming to YouTube. So I got that done. I was pleasantly surprised. It's the first time in a long time that I didn't use any savings used in the month of April. It was very strange. But I got my monthly debt and investing breakdown because I don't have, or my monthly debt and savings breakdown. I don't have debt, so I track my investments. I got all of that done. Now, I did mention that I had $104 that I didn't use in my food budget. And I told myself, because I didn't have like a dedicated savings amount that I was going to be saving every month for Dante's birthday, which is coming up in July, and I only have a little bit of money saved for that. So I just decided to put the full food budget that I didn't spend towards Dante's B-Day savings. You're going to see that when I update my savings goal binder, but got that updated. Next, I got updated with my monthly spending comparison. So that's all done as well. Now, I had a drastic drop in income because I wasn't using savings used in the month of April. So we're going to be going over that in the full YouTube video, but that's essentially what I worked on this morning, getting ready to close out my budget tomorrow, which I did today. I just have to go to the bank tomorrow. So that's what my financial routine looks like for an entire month. Now, of course, a lot of that time I'm maintaining. Every month looks different, every day looks different, but I wanted to kind of give a glimpse into my financial morning routine for a month. If you found this video helpful, please like it and don't forget to subscribe.